Carlos will find a way to sync this. Love you, Carlos, for being the best editor.
Shout out to
Or also
to
being
Carlos.
the only editor.
Yeah.
The only editor, actually.
He's our only podcast member that can do it. So he has no choice.
I mean, like, we could, but like
I'm really bad at editing.
We're arts students.
Yeah.
But we're
like a different kind of art. Yeah. Exactly. Oh my god.
We're a different kind of art.
We're theater kids.
We're theater kids.
You and I are not so different.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the Saberbs podcast. You're back with me, Misha, and Talia.
Hello.
And today we're going to be talking about musical theater, one of many, because we can talk about this topic for hours.
This is going to be episode 1.
Yes, episode 1 of thousands. Okay, maybe not thousands, but of many. Mm-hmm. And we're going to be talking about Legally Blonde, the musical.
Yes.
Henceforth, the shirt and all the pink.
Yes. So if you're unfamiliar with Legally Blonde, the musical is based off of a movie that was released in 2001, which is based off of a book, which was also released in 2001, if I'm not mistaken. And the musical itself was opened on Broadway, in 2007. So if you can't tell by the title, Misha and I are of the belief that the musical is better than the film. And we have great reason to believe that. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk a little bit about our personal history with the show. So, I grew up watching the movie. I think everyone who grew up in the 2000s did. I loved the movie, and when I was about 13, one of my friends told me about the musical, which there was a professional recording of the musical that was released by MTV. And I saw it, fell in love with it, became obsessed with it. And then my first year at high school, there was a production being held, which leads to Misha's personal history of it.
Yes, so I too grew up with the movie, iconic classic with Reese Witherspoon and all that. And then freshman year of high school, they announced that our play was going to be Legally Blonde. So I auditioned and I was part of the ensemble. It's a great show to be a part of, I will say. It is the quintessential high school show if you want to do it. I recommend any of you, who can do it. Legally Blonde is amazing. It was honestly one of the most fun I've ever had in a production, just because A, the music f***ing slaps.
Yes.
Right? And B, because of the era it's sort of close to now, but also still a bit dated. And because it's all super high intense, high energy Valley Girl type beat, so it's so fun to play that character. So honestly, it was an amazing time. I enjoyed doing the show so much. So you can say we're a bit of experts on this show, and we do have the authority to talk about this in length and, support the fact that the musical is 100% better than the movie.
As people who can literally sing along to the entire musical and recite some of the lines because we've seen the pro shot so many times, we are of great authority to talk about this.
Seriously, I did the show in 2016. It's 2021 right now. I still memorize all the songs. I remember all the iconic lines. I remember the dance moves. This show is ingrained in my mind.
Yes.
Because of how great it is.
There's going to be many moments where we're probably going to have to stop ourselves from singing a lot of the songs when we reference lines or scenes.
Yes.
So,
yes.
So we thought that we'd first start off, because we love the show so much and we have so much to talk about, a lot of positive things to talk about. We thought we'd start off with the bad things first, which aren't a lot, but so let's just get it out of the way. We're gonna start off with some songs that we don't like. Some of which are just songs that I don't like. I personally...
Yeah, okay, we're gonna... a little bit of disagreement over here, but
yes.
It's okay. It's fine, it's fine.
So I personally don't really like Blood in the Water, which is the song that Professor Callahan sings when he's first introduced. I just don't... It's not very catchy. It's not... I don't know, it's not a fun song, and all of the other songs are super fun and, like, just, like, fit really well. And Blood in the Water seems like something that's sort of out of place, and it's not a bad song. It's just I wish they rewrote it to make it more interesting, kind of. Like, I don't know, Callahan is such an interesting character, and, I don't know, he has such a bland song, I think. What do you think, Mish?
I mean, I do kind of agree. Like, Blood in the Water is definitely, like, one of my least favorite songs on the soundtrack.
It's the one you always skip.
Like, yeah, it was the one that I usually... Well, that and another song that I'll get into when it's my turn to talk about what I don't like about the show. But, like, I started enjoying Blood in the Water only when our Callahan performed it. Like, that's when I was like... This is not a bad song, and I think it was only because of his performance. And, like, this is in no way, like, shaming Michael Rupert's performance as Callahan. I think he did really well.
Yeah, he was amazing.
Again, I do agree. They could have rewritten it better in a way to make it more interesting.
It's actually interesting that you once again bring up the musical, saying that the Callahan in our school's production was the one that, like, you really enjoyed. I honestly don't remember a lot of our school's, like, version of Legally Blonde. The only one that I specifically remember was your solo. You had a solo in the opening number. And it's really... I just find it super interesting that I specifically remember that one, because we weren't even friends back then. Like, we weren't close.
Yeah, we were not close at that point.
We had, like...
We shared a few classes.
Yeah, we shared a few classes, but we didn't talk to each other.
Now.
Yeah. And, like, I don't know why your performance was the only one I remember. But anyway, to get back on track, another song I don't like that we kind of got into a little disagreement here is Ireland, which is Paulette's song. I personally, I don't hate it. It's like, if I were to rank the Legally Blonde songs, it's like Blood in the Water is in the bottom, and then Ireland is next. Actually, that's a lie. It's Blood in the Water, Gay or European, which we will get into, and then Ireland. In the bottom. Ireland is just like, I don't know. It's another boring song for me. It's funny, and I like singing along to it, but I wish it was better, you know? Like, they could have done so much more, because if you don't know, Ireland is Paulette's song. It's when she was introduced. And I feel like a character who's so interesting like Paulette could have gotten such, like, a better song, but instead we got her weird obsession with Ireland, which, like, it's a fun song. It's, like, funny, but they could have done better, in my opinion.
Okay, now I like Ireland. When I did Legally Blonde, I was on the ensemble, but I auditioned for Paulette, so, like, I sang the song. And now I do agree that the way it's written, I don't like the fact that a lot of Paulette's storyline in this entire show is Ireland. I get it to an extent as to why that's her connecting factor and that's her story arc, but, like, I feel like there's so much more to her than her obsession with Ireland. Like, this song, I when I rewatched it for this podcast, I was listening to the lyrics, and a lot of it is really sad, right? Because she has, like, this high expectation for herself about, like, you know, a beautiful blonde girl, which is Elle, right? And she's like, I can never be you, right? I can never be the one people lust over for, right? Which I found really sad, and I wish that they focused more on that, sort of like her insecurity of, like, not finding the love of her life, right? Because she was so scarred with Dewey, and she has this high expectation, which I guess is where Ireland and, like, all that comes from. I wish they focused more on, like she reflected her insecurity at the end of the song, which I really love, which is why I like at least specifically that part of the song as well as the reprise. But I do agree that like having it all be about Ireland doesn't make sense.
Yeah, they really should have just focused on her, Like, I don't know. And there was also, okay, this is where we're at a major disagreement, because at the end of the musical, during one of the last numbers, there is a very, very, very f***ing long dance sequence where they do the f***ing Irish jig, and it's like ties back into Paulette. And I don't hate it. I just think it's so misplaced. It's during a song called Legally Blonde Remix, which is like such like an upbeat, like, yeah, we're going to the courthouse, like it's supposed to be like this big, giant, like amazing number, and then in the middle there's a fucking Irish jig, and I hate it. I wish the scene itself is great, but what it seems like is like the director was like, oh, the musical is too short, let's throw in a 3-minute Irish dance in the middle of Legally Blonde the remix. If they placed it anywhere else, like literally anywhere else, I would have been fine with it, but it had to be in the middle of this like incredible like penultimate song, right before the grand finale. It was so weird. I did not like it.
So the Irish dance sequence is one of my favorite parts of the entire show. It is amazing, okay? That I do agree though that it is kind of weirdly placed, because it's a song all about Elle and her resurgence, and all of a sudden we go to Paulette, which is a bit odd. I feel like with if they stayed with Paulette's sort of like insecurity storyline, it would have made sense for her to be like, she would also have like a self-confidence boost in Legally Blonde remix, so it would make more sense. So I do agree with that point that it story-wise, narrative-wise, it feels weird, but I f***ing love the dance sequence. Fam, Andy Karl's legs. He can kick me and I will thank him for it.
Okay, Andy Karl.
Discuss?
Okay, we're gonna go in depth with Andy Karl later, but that man...
Yes.
I am obsessed with him in this musical because he plays so many characters and all of them are fucking hilarious. And not because like he plays funny characters, but just because like his facial expressions and like little movements he does, I'm just like, what? It's amazing.
He's great.
I love him in this show.
But we're getting
yes.
I think the Irish dance is great, just a bit misplaced. Okay, that's all. That is just my hot take on it. But however, though, speaking of which, we'll go on to another thing we both sort of disagree on.
Yes.
Or not disagree on, agree on. Is not great, is the execution of the courtroom scenes.
Yes. And in my opinion, the courtroom scenes are the only thing that the film has over the musical. Because the way it was executed in the musical, honestly, is not that great. Let's start with the pool boy, which they do.
Gay or European.
Yes, they do it with a song called Gay or European, which I don't like. I don't like the song.
I don't like either.
Yeah.
It's so stereotypical. It's funny, but like, it doesn't age well at all. Like, also, we didn't keep this song in our production because we were a Christian school, so we couldn't keep the song in, but we kept the storyline in. Like, we established, like, so our Nikos said that he had a boyfriend, right? But we couldn't say gay. So I don't know why we could say he had a boyfriend, but couldn't say he was gay. But besides the point, Gay European is just... It doesn't age well at all as a song.
They also changed the pool boy's name for a really joke. The pool boy's name in the film was Enrique something. I can't remember what the last name was, but it was Enrique something. And then in the musical, his name was Nikos RG Tacos, which, like, very dumb joke, and also just kind of sucks. It does not pay off. It did not need to happen. They literally could have kept the name from the film and everything would have been the same, except for one really shitty joke that honestly does not land. And also, it's funny that that they're trying to figure out whether he's gay or European when the character is more of a Latino stereotype, which I find interesting.
Oh, yeah.
So I was getting more Latino vibes.
I will say that's also the same in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, obviously they don't say gay or European in the movie, but like,
but he's
Latinos.
supposed to be Latino in the movie, but here they were like, oh, but is he gay or European? We're like, wait, what?
Yeah, I know that, and like he didn't look like it at all, so it was very like, this casting ain't it, sir. This stereotyping is not it.
Yeah, and also the way Emmett, like, sort of gets, like, tries to get him to say that he is gay in the musical was just kind of like, all right. I mean, it was done better in the film because it sort of built up to it more. But in this one, it was just like a song and then a song break. I mean, a break from the song to get him to say that he was gay, and then the boyfriend has a solo, and I don't like it all that much. I don't like this scene. It's not it.
Speaking of build-ups, I guess for the other court scene, of course, is the final court scene.
Yes.
The build-up was so quick that you as the audience could not feel the shift in character of Elle at all.
Yes.
Which I like in the movie about
before we
Reese
go
Witherspoon.
on, the court scene that we're talking about is when Elle debunks Chutney's alibi that she was in the shower. And the way it was done in the musical was Elle coming in and, like, talking, like, saying, oh, you were in the shower, where were you before that? You went to get a perm. And then she goes, oh, and then it immediately just, like, goes 0 to 100 there. Whereas in the film, it was, like, this slow build-up where Elle slowly begins to gain her confidence and then nails it, you know? But here it was so fast, and there was a weird scene where, like, they decided to all go to the bathroom to demonstrate how perms work, and I don't like it. I don't like it. It was not necessary. They did not have to do a scene change.
Yeah, like, honestly, it's so unmemorable. That's what I want to say, right? Like, the most memorable part of the entire movie is so unmemorable in the musical, which I don't get how they made it that way, but it just was.
Yes.
Disappointing.
It really was disappointing.
It was disappointing.
It really was disappointing because, like, it's such an iconic scene in the film, and I'm pretty sure people who were, like, such big fans of the movie who came to see the musical, I'm pretty sure they were also, like, disappointed. Like, oh, that's it? Okay. You know? With how that scene was executed.
Exactly. The last disappointing thing, which is not really, like, a specific song or anything, but, like, this general overtone of, like, blatant and clear slut-shaming from all the girls except Elle. Like, Elle is the only one who doesn't, like, go into that. But, like, you know,
with the sorority girls
go into it. And she's like,
wait,
I don't think she's that hot. And she's like, I do, but you're a slut. And I'm like, you don't have to call her a slut.
Yeah,
you're sorority sisters.
Girls, like, generally girls do, like, we call each other slut, whore, bitch. Like, we call each other that, but they're, like, terms of endearment, you know? Like, it's...
Here it's not.
Yeah,
here not.
It's just, like, an
it's
insult.
It's not. Like, it's
just
blatant, like,
okay.
hating. It's blatantly hating on other women.
Yes.
Right? Even in Ireland, she's like, dumb slut named Kayla. I'm like, you don't have to call her a slut. Like, I know how you feel that way, but, like...
Yeah.
Don't... There's no need for it at all.
This
Like,
is supposed to be a girl supporting girls musical. but we get slut shaming.
Yeah, and then that doesn't make sense.
Yes, I hope that if they ever do a revival of Legally Blonde, which they should, they do a little bit of like revisioning.
Yeah. On that.
Like some of the lines, just to make it like, like get rid of a fucking gay or European. Please. I don't like that song.
Get out the stereotypes and the slut shaming.
Rewrite Blood in the Water.
Other songs.
Rewrite Ireland.
I feel like they won't, because everyone loves those songs.
That's true.
The only things I genuinely think they would rewrite would be gay or European, and then like fix the slut shaming.
Yes.
Just because of
that's true.
How it has aged badly.
And
but the rest of the show has aged great, I will say. The rest of the show has aged great.
So now that we got what we don't like out of the way, let's talk about what we do like, which is a lot.
A lot. So our structure for this, we're going to go by characters and then break down everything we like about them, just because to us that's easier than doing the whole show. Because that's going to take longer if we like go from
we will be here for days.
End of act
because we will go over every little detail. We've seen this musical so many times. It's kind of crazy.
We have.
So we're going to start off with the sorority girls, which is led by Serena, Pilar, and Margot, who are Elle's best friends.
Yes.
So something that's really interesting about what they did with the sorority girls in the musical is they actually expanded on their characters. They made them more memorable and more funny. And because in the film, the sorority girls are kind of just there every few minutes. In the musical, they're there for much longer because they figured out a way to keep them in the show longer, which is turning them into a Greek chorus in Elle's head, which is really, really cool and have some of the best songs in the entire show. Fucking Positive, Bend and Snap, the fucking backups in Chip on My Shoulder, all bops.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, like, when you see the house and hear the beginning of Oh My God and all the windows open.
Dear Elle, he's a lucky guy.
He's a lucky guy. You cannot help but feel so excited. Like, they're so entrancing.
They're so, like infectious with their like peppiness and stuff. And something that I
it's
really
not annoying at all.
Yeah. No, but something I really, really like, this is just like a small detail that I love about the sorority girls, is when they're first introduced, they're wearing like these really colorful clothing. It's like very like, it's very of the 2000s. And then when they become the Greek chorus and when they're in Elle's head, it's the exact same outfit, but everything is white. Just to like show the difference between the real sorority girls and the Greek chorus. And I just love it. It's a small detail that I like. And it's really cute.
I like it. Overall, the sorority girls are great. They expanded on their characters so well. Their further inclusion in the show and trying to make them be part of the show more and grow them as characters. Amazing. Such a smart idea. Sort of connected to the sorority girls is former sorority girl herself, Miss Brooke Wyndham, who may only be in Act 2, but the whipped into shape, opening of Act 2, such high energy, and the stamina to do that song and belt the notes at the end while doing
the woman is jump roping very fast while belting, which like I can barely breathe when jump roping, not how much more belting. Like, props to her. She's incredible. Like, it's such a high energy number that you just really have to keep going and going. And, like, you have to sound flawless, basically, because it's a live production, And just, damn, that was... she only gets one song. Brooke only has one song in the show. And it's great. It's amazing. And she also...
It's great. And she may not actually she doesn't honestly do a lot in the show. After the ship, we see her, obviously, it's her court scenes, in and out, in and out. But, like, again, other iconic part is in Legally Blonde remix when she fires Callahan and she starts singing. God. And I'm just like, that is my girl. That part, is my girl.
That part, I sing along to that part
little stage
time.
She may get so little stage time, but, like, she knows how to use it.
Yes.
She knows how to use it well. And that is why she's great.
Her line, she literally has, like, 2 lines in Legally Blonde the remix when she fires Callahan, and it's amazing.
Iconic. That's all we have to say about Brooke. Iconic.
We really had no choice but to stand.
Next on our list.
We have is everyone's favorite Andy Karl, who is the actor. And we're saying Andy Karl because he plays many people in the musical.
Many characters.
He's
Dewey. An ensemble member.
Yes, but he also plays Dewey, Kyle, and the Grandmaster Chad, who is our name. That's our name for the reggae guy that sings while Elle is studying.
No. That's his. No, girl. That's his actual name in the script.
It is.
What it is. It is what it is.
That's his name in the script.
I did not know. I did not know that was his real name.
The show calls him the
Grandmaster
Chad.
You called him. I love that. I love the script.
No, he was actually called the Grandmaster Chad, which is during What You Want, where she's studying, and it's
which is an amazing part, right? Which is
extreme.
Yes, yeah. It's an amazing part. That's
like,
that
the
part,
layering in that show where she's like, doing this for love. And
yes, that's genuinely my favorite part of the show is that part that Elle sings while Andy Karl is singing the backup. So good. I love that part.
I love that part. But it's amazing.
Andy Karl, you can literally, like, watch the musical. I literally wrote down, I took notes while watching this, and I literally wrote down, I love playing Spot Andy Karl in the ensemble, because he's literally, it's like a game of Where's Waldo. You could spot him in the background. Like, make it a game. If you want to watch Legally Blonde and try to look for Andy Karl in the background, do it. It's fun. He's literally everywhere.
Yeah. The versatility this man has on stage to go through these 3 characters. My favorite, obviously, when he plays Dewey, and, like, when he sees Elle, he, like, freaking, like, sucks in as hard as he can.
So funny.
His stomach.
Oh, he's
and of
just
course,
a
Kyle.
Great actor.
And of course, Kyle. How can
we love, oh my god, the UPS guy.
Come on. How can you not fall for him? We're all Paulette, right?
Yes. It's also his portrayal of Kyle. I don't know why, but it just makes me laugh. Like, it's so funny. And not because it's, like, meant to be a funny character, but just because the way he plays it is funny. Like, it's just great. He's great.
He is great.
Yes.
He is great. Okay, guys, we all stand Andy Karl here, okay? Especially in Legally Blonde.
Yes.
Especially in Legally Blonde. That is that.
Mm-hmm.
Next character on our list is Vivienne. Now.
Yes.
Obviously, she starts out as the antagonist.
Yes.
Also, likes to slut shame, and then we see her turn around when she finally understands Elle more, sort of. Obviously, like, when the whole reveal that, like, Callahan's only got Elle to just basically try to get into her pants, which we will get to that later. But, like, Vivienne, again, only has one song, Legally Blonde remix,
and she doesn't get the whole song either. She doesn't get the whole song. She gets like basically most of it, but not the whole
beginning
and the end.
Yeah, the beginning and the end.
But what she does with
serves.
it,
she serves.
Yes,
but she serves.
She is an icon. She is a legend. She is the moment. Like, it's just. Oh my god, we have to talk about real quick. So the actress who plays Vivienne is Kate Shindle. I hope I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
And she
you are.
During her final performance of Legally Blonde, she decided to sing the final note of Legally Blonde the remix, which is her song. And
she went
She really went for it.
She went up.
She's amazing.
She went up.
So in the regular version of like that final note, it's already insane. It's already so good and just like
it's already
amazing.
great.
And then she decided, nah, I'm gonna go for it. And she just like breaks the sound barrier, I guess. Like, it's amazing.
Basically, I feel like that's the only way I can describe it.
Yes. Can we insert
song,
a clip here?
She serves.
Can we insert a clip?
No. No, I don't think I will.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
We love. Just truly an icon.
We love her. Someone we don't love, we love a little bit less.
These transitions.
Is number one dumb.
Yes.
Mr. Warner Huntington III himself.
Republican Energy Part 1.
Yes, we will get to who. You can guess who Part 2 is. We'll get to that later. But, like, he is complete dumbass, and he definitely exudes Republican energy, hence...
Okay, the actor who plays Warner is great. He's a great singer.
Yes.
In the beginning of the show, Warner has a song called Serious, which is when he breaks up with Elle. And
yeah, but I love the song.
It's an amazing song. We hate the character, but we love the song. It's so
it's
good.
A great song.
It's a great song.
It's a great song.
And it's really, it's really funny. And Warner sings most of the song. Like he's like the lead singer, and Elle sings backup. Mm-hmm. And Elle's backup.
Yeah.
It's just great. It's
when she's
so
like,
good.
Yeah. Like, hello.
Yes.
Hello. We hate him throughout the whole show. He's a dumb.
Yes.
Full of himself.
I would just like to say, that every
song.
Single time Warner entered the scene, I wrote down either "ew" or "get out" on my notes because I don't like him.
I love that.
We
don't like him.
We don't.
Okay,
stand.
Go be a model. Do whatever you want with your daddy's money.
Yes.
It's okay. We'll forget you and only remember your song. Okay.
Yes.
Speaking of Republican energy,
Republican Energy Part 2, Callahan. Oh my God, the other worst character.
Himself.
Yes, the main
I'd say much worse character just because of. Okay. Again, Michael Rupert played this character so well.
Yes, Michael
Rupert played this character so well.
Yes, Michael Rupert, who plays Callahan, is an amazing actor. And he really did this role like just really well, and he's just a really great actor. He like the only thing is that he had a shitty song, but even then I would like I took note. I was like, oh, but he sounds amazing in this song. You know?
Yeah, he sounds great.
Yeah.
He's great. You know, like his character sucks, but like, the fact that he could play that off really well, that like you didn't like you always felt like you didn't want to be safe around him in terms of like something was fishy was going on, and obviously there was at the end. You know, when he you know tries to make a move on Elle and all that. Like he played it off so well. Mm-hmm. It's just that the actual character sucks.
Yeah, he's a terrible man.
In this world.
Yes. He's a terrible man.
Doesn't deserve
we
to be in
don't
this world.
And that's all we really have to say about him.
All. But someone who does
great
deserve to be in this world is
Paulette.
It's Paulette.
Oh my God, I love her transitions from character to character.
I try to make this as seamless as possible because this is a bit difficult. But Paulette, okay, guys,
Paulette. First of all.
As well,
Bend and
iconic.
Snap.
Okay,
Bend and Snap. Like, the Bend and Snap number in the musical is a fucking banger. Like, it's just so good. You can't help but feel happy when you're listening to it. Yeah. It's great. It's such a great song, and it's so fun. And also like the choreography in the musical itself.
Yeah.
It's also amazing. It's so good. The entire scene. It's amazing.
I love Bend and Snap. You have no choice but to freaking dance along with it, right? Like, it's iconic. And of course, leading up from that is that I love how Paulette's energy is that she will break her crush's nose just to spend more time with him.
Yes.
Like,
which, by the way, is what happens at the end of the Bend and Snap number. If you don't know.
she tries to do it, and then she ends up breaking his nose doing the move.
And also, like, Paulette's dog, Rufus, is just such a good boy.
Yes.
He is adorable.
Oh.
He's a little bulldog, and I love him so much. And just, what a good boy. I love him.
The energy of Paulette being the greatest dog mom, the sailor outfits, the cake, like how
with the substitute chocolate, amazing.
Yes. Paulette is the greatest dog mom on the planet, okay?
Yes.
As well as one of my favorite parts as well is at the end, during the finale, she plays Where Are They Now? And I freaking love that part of the song.
It's so great.
I don't know, it's something special, right? It's just like, where's everyone now? But it's great. It's great. And also, shout out, because Orphe's vocals just slay in this entire
Orphe
show.
has one of the most amazing voices on Broadway, like, genuinely. She has such an amazing voice. And she played the character really well. And, like, I mean, you fucking can't compare to Jennifer Coolidge, because Jennifer Coolidge is iconic as Paulette. But Orphe did amazing. And just, like,
she did
voice,
amazing.
man. Her voice. Like, it's amazing.
I could only dream.
Yes.
And I could only also dream about the best boyfriend on Broadway. Don't at me. Monsieur Emmett Forest himself.
It is true. Emmett Forest. Okay. One of the reasons why Misha and I think that the musical is so much better, no pun intended, than the film is because they expanded on Emmett's character. They gave him a backstory, and they made it amazing. They gave Emmett a backstory through the song "Chip on Your Shoulder," which, like, another banger, another just, like, amazing song.
One of my favorite songs from the show.
Same.
One of my favorite songs in the show.
Same. It's and they really just, like, make him more they gave him more dimension, because, like, in the movie, you know, Emmett was just kind of a guy that was there who became friends with Elle.
Yeah.
But in the musical, they really, like, expanded on their friendship. They gave him this little they gave Elle and Emmett this little handshake that I love so much.
One of the best parts of the musical is the handshake that they do.
That they just do every now and then.
God.
It's amazing.
Yeah. It's great.
It's so good. And Emmett's song, which is Chip on Your Shoulder, is just the ending of it when Emmett, like, hits that high
when
note.
He just says,
with Little Miss Woods,
come
Elle. I love that part. Emmett, by the way, was played by Christian Borle, who did the role amazingly. And
Love of our lives.
Yes.
Love
and
of
I
our
am
lives.
extremely disappointed that he was not nominated for a Tony for his role. For his performance,
Agreed.
I mean. Because he did amazing.
Robbed.
He did amazing. He really did. And, like, we really get to see it. Yeah, go ahead.
Y'all don't understand how mad we are, okay? Because this guy, like, there is so much, there is so much growth. I want to explain about Elle and Emmett's relationship.
Yes.
For the most part, like, there are so many, like, little shifts in acting from both Christian and Laura Bell Bundy, who plays Elle, who we'll go on to later. There's so, like, you can see the shifts in their relationship when they really start to fall for each other.
Yes.
And it is amazing to see, especially in a stage musical.
Yes.
It's difficult, right? Because, like, it's a huge audience, so people have to see it from far back. And obviously we watched the pro shot, so things are close up. But there are significant, like, changes in, like, songs and movements where, like, you can sense that the tension between them has changed to becoming friends, you know, something more, you know, and that build up is great, right? I think Take It Like a Man, for example,
Yes.
I think is a great
Which is the turning point.
point.
Yeah, it's the turning point for Elle and Emmett's relationship.
That's where you really get the sense, like, oh, they're definitely developing something. And of course, we finally get to see them like emotions in Legally Blonde.
Yes. Which is, oh my god, which is an amazing song. Oh my god. It's so, okay, we're gonna spend the next few minutes talking about Legally Blonde, the song. Legally Blonde and Legally Blonde, the remix, are two different songs. We're gonna be talking about Legally Blonde.
Yes.
Which, oh my god.
Heartbreaking.
My heart.
Emmett, who says, I want you to stay.
Oh!
No more.
No more now. Oh my god. No. So for those of you who don't know, the song Legally Blonde takes place after Callahan fires Elle after she rejects him, and Elle decides to go back to California. And in the middle of the song, Elle meets up with Emmett, and the song turns into a duet. And when I tell you, I cried the first time I watched it. I can't. It's such an emotional song, guys. And it's the harmonies between Laura Bell Bundy and Christian Borle. And then when Emmett goes, what about love? And I'm just like, no.
Oh, like it's so depressing, but it's really such a beautiful song.
It is.
Emmett is the best boy.
He is.
He's the best boy.
Before we move on, though, I would like to talk about another little scene that happens at the end of Take It Like a Man, which is another great song. Take It Like a Man is underrated.
Yeah, as you explained,
amazing.
It's a great song. Song.
At the end of Take It Like a Man, Elle and Emmett are on stage. They're facing each other, and right when they finish the song, Emmett is about to go in for a kiss, but then Elle turns it into a hug, and I was like, I didn't notice this until like literally last year when I watched it with one of my friends, and I saw it, and it's literally so subtle that like you won't catch it if you're not looking for it, you know, and like it's just like. I get goosebumps when I watch that part. I'm just like, no!
I know. Like, I noticed it last time. I was like, there's tension for them to kiss, but they don't. And I was like, I never noticed that before.
Yeah.
Like, what?
It's truly like,
this is what we mean
so
by
subtle.
The shifts in their relationship. This is what we mean.
Literally
this is
so
exactly
subtle
what we mean.
That the people in the back of the audience would not recognize it. And I'm not even sure if the people in the front of the audience would, because it was a close-up in the pro shot. So it's literally something so small that like has such a great impact for people who do recognize it. And it's so good. Oh my goodness.
Amazing.
Yes.
Also, again, this is we're almost finished with Emmett, but he's great. Christian Borle does his thing. So during literally like the last line of the song, the finale, he does this final "Oh my God" before they make out again.
Yes, I love it.
Oh my God! Oh my God is my reaction to it. Like y'all have to listen to it. He's just like he's so like love struck. He's just like oh my God, and then makes out with him like.
It's great.
I felt things.
Christian Borle as Emmett is perfect casting for the musical. Like I literally cannot imagine anyone else as Emmett.
Yes, literally perfect casting. But you know who's also perfect casting is the one and only Laura Bell Bundy herself as Elle Woods.
Yes,
as Elle Woods.
Who I firmly believe that Laura Bell Bundy was born to play Elle Woods in the musical because she is perfect. She is literally perfect for this role. She is Elle Woods because like the way she acts and like she really does like embody Elle in the musical. It's just so good. Like I don't understand how she does it, but she's just perfect for it, you know?
I know. I know. Okay, look, Reese Witherspoon is great in the movie.
Yes,
and honestly, she's iconic as well. But if someone talks about Elle Woods,
I think of Laura Bell Bundy.
The first one to pop in my head. No lie.
Yes,
She is the
same.
first one to pop into my head because she is so great. I love the characterization here, like small little things of like this girl ain't dumb, right? She
Mhm.
isn't dumb. Not that she was dumb in the movie, but like I feel like they played more onto her
They
smarts
they
and
played
like
in the
how she
film.
has street smarts in this movie.
Yes.
I mean this in the musical, excuse me.
Mhm. In the film, they made her more of like a bimbo type thing. And they do play into that here, but they also show that like she isn't a complete like idiot. She's very smart. She
Mhm.
knows things and she
Mhm.
can like she
Yeah.
learns really quickly, basically,
Yeah.
And just like
Yeah, she's able to adapt really
yes.
quickly to her all her new surroundings with
Yes.
with Harvard and everything. And like again, she's smart as fuck. Okay,
Yes.
getting into UCLA, even if it's for fashion merchandising, you need to have good SAT scores. You need to have a good GPA in high school, and
Mhm.
also getting into Harvard. The fact that she got like a really high LSAT score, like we're not talking about it enough. But she's
175.
actually so smart. She's
She
actually so
is. And
smart.
like and also going back to Laura Bell Bundy, it just has an amazing voice. The
Oh, vocal powerhouse, guys.
yes.
Vocal
And
powerhouse.
even in the first song, there's a part where she like where she has like a solo in the opening number
Mm-hmm.
when she like
Mm-hmm.
tries on her engagement
Is
dress.
revealed.
And it's so
Yeah.
good. And also, but I
Guys,
think
she's incredible.
yes,
She's
and I
incredible.
think the best moment vocally for Elle in the musical is at the end of So Much Better, which is the end of Act One number.
Guys,
Oh,
guys,
God.
guys, can we talk about how I feel like I genuinely think that Lawrence O'Keefe, who like wrote who wrote the music for Legally Blonde, specifically wrote that freaking long ass note for Laura Bell Bundy, and then
Yes.
every L after that just had to follow.
Yeah, had to
I
deal with
feel
it.
like I could be factually wrong. I don't care. I feel like he wrote that note just being like, let's like showcase off.
I'm
her
pretty
voice. Let
sure.
her, like
I'm
sing a
pretty
note
sure they
for a
went
good
up to
15
Laura Bell
seconds.
Bundy and was like, "What's the highest note you can sing, and also what's the longest you can hold a note?" And then she told them and said, "Okay," and then wrote it
And then
into So Much Better because like it's just
It's-
amazing. And my favorite part of this entire musical is that last part of So Much Better when Elle has that little spiel and she's like freaking out because she got the internship and like and
Yeah.
Elle keeps saying that she's so much better now. And I love that part
Mhm.
because you can see there's like so much emotion in Elle. And there's a part where you can see that she's like about to cry. And
Mhm.
like during the
Mhm.
final, because I am so much better. And it's just,
Yeah.
I get goosebumps every time I watch it. Because like, I'm just like,
Oh,
I'm just so
same.
proud of her. And I'm
Same.
just like, oh my God, like she did it, It's so good.
The characterization of Elle in this entire show is amazing.
Yes.
Like they have expanded on her so much more in this musical. Like So Much Better is a great example of that, right? Beginning of the song basically
she's heartbroken.
Warner proposes to Vivienne,
Yes.
right? She's heartbroken, right? She got into Harvard Law and she now can't win back the man of her dreams, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then she finds out that she gets the internship and then she changes, right? Because like she has more, right? She has more worth to her. It's not only to get the boy, to actually prove her worth that she can be a good lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
And she notices that in herself, right? That there's so much more to her than her love for Warner.
Yes,
and she see that continuing on with the rest of the show.
And she just even goes up to Warner and is just like, "Hey, guess what?" And like I love that. Like that's the moment she just drops him when she's like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh wait, I'm so much like more than just this relationship. I can, I can be a lawyer. I can do this." And it's such a great
there's so much more to her
scene. And honestly, like in my opinion, one of the best end of Act One numbers like out there
of all time.
out there. Yes,
agreed.
It's amazing.
The emotion that they've put into Elle and like to see her vulnerable, obviously like what happened with what happens to Callahan, the fact that like she gets broken all down being like, oh great, like she thinks, she's built up to think that, oh, she's now finally smart enough to, be a good lawyer, then she again is reverted back to just her looks. But then disproves that again with Legally Blonde, and kills it in the end. Like, I just love seeing her growth, right? And one of my favorite things about Elle is that she's always nice. She's always helpful. Like, she's even helpful to Vivienne, right? Yeah. She's just like, I don't bring you down, right? Even in positive, she's just like, girls, like, calm down.
We shouldn't do this, yeah.
Like, we shouldn't be, like, harassing her that much, right? And which I love about Elle, like, no matter what happens, she's always true to herself and down to earth. And, like, one of my favorite things, like, she keeps her promises, like with Brooke and her alibi about liposuction, she keeps her promises no matter what. And again, with the characterization, it further enhances why she's a great lawyer.
Yeah.
And why she's a great
And
person.
she really is, girls supporting girls. Like, that's really, like, her motto, And
yeah. She is the true embodiment of what the message of the show is.
Yes.
She really is.
And, she also has, like, all these other great songs in the show. And, like, because, like, in some songs, has just, like, a small part, like in Chip on Your Shoulder. She has a small part that is just so great as well. Even in Legally Blonde, the remix, she has that solo when she changes to the pink suit.
Reveals back. Yes. Yeah, the pink.
Which is such a great...
iconic.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
Love that outfit.
Yes.
Love that outfit.
A lot of Elle's outfits, especially the one that I love the most is the one from So Much Better. It's like a pink skirt with a denim jacket. It's so cute. And like, a lot of her outfits. The bedazzled Harvard shirt, I want one.
Oh, yes. What we see.
I want one.
Iconic.
It's so...
Iconic. Iconic. Again, Elle, iconic. Laura Bell Bundy, iconic. And this show as a whole is iconic. Okay? It may have a couple of problems, as we discussed before.
But a lot more
overall,
better
you
things.
Cannot beat this show.
Yes.
You cannot beat this show, okay? Like, it makes your day. It's such like a mood booster.
And I feel like a lot of people tend to judge it. Because, like, every time I bring up Legally Blonde, the musical, to people who don't know or have never seen it or don't know it, they're like, really? Legally Blonde, the musical? And I'm just like, bitch, watch it! It's so good! And no one takes me seriously when I talk about it. But it's genuinely
so I'm telling you, it's amazing.
It is required viewing. It's amazing.
It is. I agree. It is required viewing, especially for movie to musical adaptations.
Yes.
Literally one of the best.
I think it's the best one. I think it's the best adaptation because there are a very common thing that's happening in musical theater and Broadway and the West End is that they're adapting a lot of films into musicals, and this one, I think this one and Once are like the best. Shout out Once, great musical.
Yeah, no. Legally Blonde, honestly.
Yes.
Again, hot take is
better than the film.
It's great
because oh my god,
it's great.
It's
great, guys.
Good.
It's great.
It really is
amazing. Well, after this, if you haven't watched it, watch it. If you've watched
on
it, watch
YouTube.
it again. It's amazing.
Yes. And the cast album is on Spotify. I think it's also on YouTube. Yes. If you don't have Spotify.
Yeah, it's free to listen. Yeah, it's free to listen everywhere. There's the Broadway cast recording. It's great. It'll still give you the same experience even if you aren't seeing anything.
Yes, but most
importantly, the show. It is amazing.
Watch the show. There's a professional recording that is online. You literally just have to Google it and it'll be the first thing you find. It's
you will know.
You will know.
It's amazing.
It's great.
It's amazing. It's amazing. So thank you.
Thank you for watching.
So much for joining us.
The ramblings of two
screaming
crazy
about
women.
This show for so long. This is again the first of many. If you would like to comment, and subscribe, do all that. If you want to see us talk about musical theater some more, any shows you want us to talk about, or other theater content that you want us to talk about, comment them down below. We have a lot in store about musical theater. We can talk about this again for hours.
This is literally episode 1 of many.
Many. Yes, it is. So thank you again for watching, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye!